What's up, YouTube? I got a good story for y'all today. I'm sure you guys will like it. But first, let me give a shout out to Big Lee and the BG Pep. And welcome you guys to another episode of KM Videos, True Stories.
Relax and take note, niggas. Niggas need to wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
True Stories.
Tell me I am crazy, that I'm wasting time with you. You'll never be mine.
That was it. I never stopped banging. I started banging hard, then I got so hard till it was a shame.
Welcome to another episode of KM Videos, True Stories. Today's story takes place, I don't know the year, I don't want to get a wrong year because I don't remember exactly what year L was in prison and out of prison, but it was after I got out of prison. Now, L had introduced me to this guy a long time ago from the Exposition Park community that used to get high. He was a funny guy, a happy guy. He ran with a whole lot of happy people. And those dudes used to spend a lot of money. They used to love to get high, love to party, especially on weekends. And this guy right here spent a lot of money. And L had hooked me up with this dude. And at this time, in this particular story, he's living in West Hollywood. And he done ran this tab up with me. He owed me about $800. If I remember correctly, he owed me $800 and some change. Now, him and his crew was part of this jump on a Southwest plane and do some baggage claim, some fraud to get money for lost luggage. So he would fly out of town, come back, and these checks would add up. He's steady getting checks all month long. All of a sudden, when Friday come, his regular payday, when he usually pay his debts, I don't hear from him. I'm calling, he's not answering. It's very strange. So Saturday is the same issue. Now here comes Sunday. I still ain't heard from him. He's not returning my calls. He has a house phone. He's not answering that phone neither. So I'm going to sit outside and I'm going to wait until I see him come home, because apparently he's not home. He goes to work early on Mondays. So I'm going to catch him between Sunday night and Monday morning. So I'm looking at his apartment. His apartment's in the back. And there's a long driveway where you pass probably 8 units. And you get to the back and there's like 8 parking spaces. Since he's all the way in the back, his parking space was all the way to the left, the first stall. He had this VW Rabbit. And his lights are off. So I don't expect him to be home. No lights are coming on. So I'm sitting outside casing the joint, waiting on this dude to come home, probably from a taxi, maybe from his car. No. So I'm casing the joint. I'm sitting outside in the street, watching his apartment closely. I got this long, sharp butcher knife with me. Just so happens I have this butcher knife, right? I'm not about to kill dude. I ain't about to stab him or nothing like that. It's just always a cool tool to have when you out at night. Police will trip off a burner. They won't trip off a knife. But I was on parole, and I shouldn't have had that knife. And so I fall asleep outside. I wake up, and it's a light on in the house. I'm like, oh shit, it's a light on. He is home. So I'm calling the cell phone, no answer. House phone, no answer. So I go knock on the door, no answer. Now I'm feeling like a buster. I'm feeling like a punk because he's basically punking me. He's hiding from me, right? He's not being man enough or happy enough to stand up and tell me he don't have the money or what have you. So boom, I see a little Mexican come to his door and leave. I'm like, okay, so he's buying from the Mexican. He's copping from the Mexican. That's my thought. So I'm like, oh shit, I was slipping. All right, he's gonna call another Mexican. He's gonna call the Mexican back at some point. So I continue to sit outside and watch his joint. I also had the screwdriver in my car. I always kept a screwdriver for different reasons pertaining to the car. And it's a good burglary tool. So for those of you that don't know, and I'm sure a lot of you don't know this, but those screen gates, those bar gates with the screen on them, you could take a screwdriver and you could cut open a gate. And he had an inside lock with a key in it. And then you got the wooden door with a deadbolt lock and, regular doorknob lock. So I go to the door and I take the knife. I cut open the screen. I stick my hand in there. The key is in there. I open up the screen. But now the wooden door is locked, so I have to do some maneuvering in order to open up that wooden door, and I don't want to be too loud because he's in the house, and I want to get in the house quietly so I can sneak up on him, see what he's doing, fire on him, right? So, boom. Bottom lock, I got that open, okay, cool. But the top lock, I don't have open. So I need to pry some space so I can open the door. He hears the noise. So he comes walking softly across the wooden floor and being like a white person in a scary movie, he's curious. And he opens up the door. He opens up the door, I push on the door, and I step into his house and I fire on him. Boom, with a left. I got a gold ring with diamonds on it. Probably about 16 small diamonds on it. I fire on him. Boom! Hit him in his eye. His eye immediately swelled up. This is a light-skinned dude, a lot lighter than me. His name is T. So I'm like, oh shit, I done messed up. I done hit T in his goddamn eye. Like, I wasn't trying to do all that. So it's swollen. It's like a cherry. It's already red and everything. And it's like a cut within the swelling. I'm like, oh shit, I messed up. He like, you broke in my house. You broke in my, he's screaming, you broke in my house. He don't care about getting socked. His face was probably numb from the cocaine. But he's yelling, I broke in his house. So I'm like, nah, man, I fell in when you opened the door. So I back up out the house. I don't want to go back to prison for a burglary charge, right? And assault too, that's going to be a bad look. So as he continued to yell that I burglarized his house, and I'm backing up, this big old black dude, probably about 280 pounds, big old afro, is downstairs. And he said, man, what are you doing? So I walk down the stairs and I fire on him. Boom! But I lay him out. The skinny dude, about 5'10", smoking crack, didn't fall out. But the big dude is laid out like a whale that swam ashore of a beach. And I'm like, man, I done messed up. Now it's two dudes. So boom, I skirt off to my car. But I don't want to leave. I don't want to go all the way home because I ain't settled nothing. So I'm just waiting to see if the police come. And no police come. Big dude finally gets up. He walks like a drunk to his car outside on the street. He leaves. He pulls up. So, all right. I done used this screwdriver. I done hit this dude. Ain't got no money. He's still talking about I did a burglary. So I go take this knife. I go in the backyard. Bow! I hit all four tires. Bow! Pop all his tires. So he might not want to pay me, but he going to have to pay a bill before he get to work tomorrow. And he's going to have to take off work, so it's going to cost him more money. So I'm back there like, yeah, I messed this fool car up. And now I'm walking out of the backyard, or the garages, which would be considered a backyard where I grew up. I'm walking from out the garages, quietly, slowly, calmly, and cool. And I see some headlights. First thing I think, damn, one of his neighbors is coming home. Man, I got this knife for whatever reason. I got this knife like out in front of me, this shiny, sharp knife, and the lights hitting the knife. So I see this light, the knife just seems like it's lit up for some reason. And it's the goddamn LAPD. So I throw the knife in the bushes. There was a fence and some bushes where the gardeners or the landlord didn't take care of, coming up out of the sidewalk between the next property. So I throw the knife. I'm like, fuck, I'm in trouble. And I reach in my back pocket. Damn, I still got the screwdriver. So I throw the screwdriver back that way. And I keep walking out. Police like, hold up, freeze. Like, oh shit. So police come, what are you doing over here? Oh, I was looking for a friend. You know, they asked me who was a friend. I made up a name. He asked me what's the address. I don't know the address, but it's in this building somewhere. And so they say, okay, well, hold on. So they got me hemmed up. And one police goes up the stairs and knocks on T's door. And T comes out. He said, what's going on? What happened? He said, man, this guy just broke in my house and he hit me. I'm like, oh, shit. And there's a little short deputy, Mexican deputy, short, probably about 5'9", maybe. He ain't really got no size on him, you know, a little bit of wideness to him. He looked like he's easy work, though. I done already socked 2 dudes out. So I'm feeling kind of Supermanish. I'm kind of in fear that I'm about to leave my family again and go back to prison so quick. Some things just got to be done, though. You know, I always battled that within myself, like being this cold enforcer with the crackheads and just trying to get some respect and get the money that's owed to me, right? So, police come back halfway down the stairs. Little Mexican dude say, look, we're going to detain you. If this guy points you out, you're going to jail. If he doesn't point you out, you good. So I'm like, all right. He said, but where you from? I said, I'm from LA. He said, no, where you from? I said, I'm from Rolling 60s. He said, is this your boyfriend? I said, man, fuck you. He said, don't get mad. I just asked a question, is it your boyfriend? I said, is it your boyfriend? You know, he kind of like psychologically kind of got me because I'm not saying I don't know the motherfucker, right? So I'm really feeling like, damn, he got me. So they handcuffed me and shit, but the little short deputy make the mistake of going in front of me. So you got the tall deputy halfway up the stairs, you got the Mexican deputy at the bottom of the stairs, and then you got me completely at the bottom of the last 2 stairs, which there was 2 more stairs where I knocked the big dude out. And they asked him, do you know this guy right here? He like, yeah. He said, you know him? What's his name? He says, he hesitates. He says, and I'm sitting there going, like, I'm trying to let him know, like, man, you want to get high? You know, I'll give you some money. Like, no, like, I just can't go back to prison like this. And he says, well, turn the light on. I can't see him very well. So the police put their flashlights in my face, like, blinding me. And I'm like, oh, shit. And I'm like, do you know him? He like, kind of looks like the guy that broke in here and hit me. They take their flashlights off. Now they kind of like on him. Like, tell us, is that him? Tell us his name. Tell him what happened. Tell us what happened. What's going on? Where you know him from? And there I am, like no, motherfucker, no. And you know, I'm not making no noise, but I'm making these faces like, no, motherfucker. And so finally he says, no, that's not him. So they said, so do you know him? You're like, no, but the guy looks just like him. So I'm like, woo! Police comes down. Like, man, what's the rolling 60 doing over here in West Hollywood, man? Mind your business, man. I already told you what I'm doing over here. He said, you know, it be some Crips and Bloods that come from LA, you know, and hang out here in their secret life. I'm like, you punk motherfucker, why are you playing me like that? And boom, they tell me get out of there. Don't let them see me in that vicinity again, or I'm going to jail. What I'm going to jail for? He said, man, just don't let me see you over here. So I was like, cool, man. They let me go. I got lucky, man. Hey, I really feel like I really got lucky with that knife in my hand. Had they really seen that or knew what that was, probably could have shot me. T could have definitely told him who I am. And I think he was weak enough at that point. If they press him to tell on me, I think he really would have told on me. Because he was trying to tell on me. He was just scared to tell on me. And they never, at no point, not once, did they look in those bushes or look behind the building or look where the cars were. At no point, had they done that, they for sure would have found the screwdriver. For sure would have seen the car sitting on rims. You know what I mean? And so I really got lucky that day, man. Close call with the police. And, you know, it was kind of funny the way dude was playing me, but he had me so upset. You know, I'm a guy that didn't get paid. I'm a guy that already done socked 2 dudes. I don't want to be here and the big dude come back and point me out. I don't want nobody placing me there doing the burglary or anything that had to do with physical harm. So when they let me go, man, I was happy as hell. And no, I did not go back over there. But I called L. I was like, L, man, look, this is what happened. He said, I know. He called me already. I said, he called you that quick? He like, yeah. He said, you going to prison. I'm like, look, man, just talk to the dude, man. L seemed like he was in the middle, like he wasn't taking no side. And I'm like, shit, man, that ain't the right thing to do. I'm like, L, man, get on him. Tell him I got kids, man. You know, I'm back out here for my freedom, and he didn't pay me. He's in the wrong. L, he hid and ducked from me. Make him understand that. So L says, all right. Of course, L never calls me back. So I go by L's house about 2 days later. I'm like, what's up? And L, you know, if you knew L was real nonchalant. So L was like, shit, nothing. I'm like, man, call that dude, L. Call him right now and tell him don't play with no police, man. And he owed me some money. He ain't got to pay it all. Just pay me about $600. I'm good. So L calls him. And dude says, man, I haven't been to work none this week. He said, man, I feel like I don't owe him. He messed up my check. I mean, tell that dude just give me whatever, man. You know what I mean? Just give me whatever. Let's let bygones be bygones. So I knew I was losing a good customer. I just wanted my money. So dude didn't deal with me for a while, and he paid me through L. So I got paid, and man, I didn't deal with that dude for a while, but eventually he got back on the team. That's it for my story today, man. There's 2 lessons here. One, when you owe somebody, don't start running, hiding, and ducking from them, especially when y'all have a great business relationship. And number 2, control your anger. If you're going to show up to somebody's house, don't break in the house. And be prepared to have a conversation. Don't fire on them like I did, because you just might go to prison. Hey, be sure to click that like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I tell all sorts of stories here. I try not to be too violent. I try not to up me. I'm not trying to have one up on nobody. I'm out of here, y'all. Salute for watching. And peace.